If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him.
Terence Crawford recently reacted to new training footage of boxing star Canelo Alvarez, sharing his thoughts on Canelo's disciplined and intense preparation. Crawford's insights have stirred excitement among fans, raising anticipation for a possible future fight between these two champions. The long-awaited clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is scheduled for September 2025, coinciding with Mexican Independence Day weekend. In this super middleweight showdown, Canelo will defend his WBC, WBA, and WBO titles, while Crawford moves up from welterweight to 168 pounds for this major challenge.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez and
Boxeador mexicano.
Más
Popular, pero sin causa.
Fucking crazy, that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
In the May, I've read somewhere that Canelo has shortlisted Crawford for the May fight, his fight in May. Dan, what's happening?
Yeah, listen, I think it's just a fluid situation. I don't think there's anything definitive one way or the other at this point. I mean, it's not a secret that that's a fight that's been discussed by a lot of us and by a lot of people in the sport for quite a while. Certainly, it's a fight that Turki Al-Sheikh from Saudi Arabia has shown a lot of interest in. And of course, if it's going to get made, someone's going to have to put up a lot of guaranteed money. And he's probably the person that's going to do it. He's obviously been working closely with Terence Crawford. He was involved with the Terence Crawford's last fight that took place in August when he fought Israel Madrimov. It's obviously a fight that Terence Crawford has been very vocal about wanting. Now, Canelo hasn't ever said he wanted the fight, kind of downplayed it to a certain degree. But it wasn't that long ago. I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago, he was doing an appearance and he was asked about it and he didn't close the door on it. In the past, he sort of like closed the door on it. It was like, I'm not interested. He's like, listen, I'll talk to anybody and listen to what they have to say about the deal. Any kind of deal. So in my mind, that sort of at least cracked open the door to have the conversation. Like he wasn't just saying forget it in terms of working with Turki or anybody else. So I think that Canelo is a smart person in terms of his boxing, but also in terms of his business. And when he looks around at the landscape and he wants to make a huge amount of money, like all top fighters or any fighter for that matter, and he looks and sees who can I fight where
Canelo Alvarez, famed for his power and smart ring tactics, is regarded as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters globally, while four-division champion Terence Crawford brings unmatched speed, accuracy, and adaptability. The meeting of their contrasting styles has fans thrilled, making this one of the most anticipated boxing events of the year.
Up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kobe. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bill. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was against an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up, okay? And Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154.
Canelo Alvarez is a powerhouse in the super middleweight division with a professional record of 62 wins, showing he can compete successfully at higher weight classes. His combination of strength, speed, and experience makes him a formidable opponent for anyone in the ring.
Understand, he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're gonna knock them out and then going into, what are we, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When he fought Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing and that's all.
Canelo Alvarez's latest training footage has caught the boxing world's attention ahead of his fight with Terence Crawford, showing his intense preparation and commitment. The video highlights his explosive power, speed, and precision through fast combinations, sharp footwork, and demanding strength drills, while also showcasing hours of technique work on the heavy bag, shadow boxing, and mid-sessions with his Canelo's dedication is clear as he meticulously prepares for one of boxing's most anticipated matchups, leaving nothing to chance. Fans and experts are eager to see how his intense training will play out against the formidable Crawford, and the footage has only heightened excitement and anticipation for this epic showdown. Canelo has built a remarkable career, defeating some of boxing's best fighters and proving his skill across multiple weight classes. In the super middleweight division, his strength and punching power make him a dominant presence, while his ability to take hits and keep pressing forward shows he's a tough, high-level competitor.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him, because you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws.
Canelo stands out for his agility and sharp ring IQ, using smart head movement, solid defense, and precise counterpunching to control fights. His experience against top-level opponents has sharpened his ability to adapt and plan in the ring. And his recent win over Edgar Berlanga in the super middleweight division reinforces his place among the sport's elite.
He's a Cuban guy and he punched very hard too, so I'll say both of them are like the same, but you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. I dropped. We'd be practicing in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin. And I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove. You know, that's like a thing for me when my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. 'Cause I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes to boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped, you know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back and respond.
Of the world, Mexico versus Puerto Rico, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
Joe Rogan recently shared his take on the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Crawford fight on the Joe Rogan Experience, explaining why he thinks Crawford might have the advantage. He pointed to Crawford's speed, skills, and strategic thinking as factors that could give him the edge, while also breaking down how their different fighting styles could make the matchup intense and unpredictable. Rogan's insights have fueled fan excitement, with many eager to see if Crawford can challenge the seasoned Canelo.
Go up 160,
Right in one jump.
In one jump.
It's a big jump too. 21 pounds. It's a lot of weight.
Boxing analyst Dan Rafael shared his detailed take on a potential Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight, calling it one of the most anticipated matchups in the sport due to both fighters' pound-for-pound status. He emphasized that the fight would be a real test for Crawford, challenging him to prove he can compete at the super middleweight level against a powerful and experienced opponent like Canelo.
You know, big weight jump. A dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I've not been against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
I would say to you that in terms of at least American boxing, or in this side of the world, Tyson, it's not like Tyson Fury and Joshua in the UK is still a huge fight. It doesn't mean a lot in the United States. Likewise, I don't think Canelo and Crawford is necessarily a huge fight in the UK, but here in the United States, it's probably the biggest fight that you could make of what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a lot of guys in the super middleweight division that are going to be intriguing that much to the public, I don't think, right now. He's made it clear he's not interested to fight Benavidez. The Morrell fight was never even really a thing. Both of them have moved up. They're fighting each other on February 1st. Mm-hmm. And so if you put those guys out of the equation for the time being, and you figure Canelo's going to fight in May, I've actually heard rumblings that maybe he won't fight the May date, but he might go in June. But either way, he's going to be back, you know, in the first part of the year. And you ask yourself, okay, who's out there where you can make a score against, right? I mean, you know, I guess he could fight a top super middleweight contender. Like, I mean, I'm not saying this is the fight, but you look at the ratings, Christian Mbili is the undefeated
Former world champion Demetrius Andrade believes that while Crawford is highly skilled, Canelo's size and experience in higher weight classes give him the upper hand, predicting Crawford could struggle with Canelo's power and speed. Andrade notes that Crawford would need to move up to weight classes to compete, emphasizing the challenges of facing bigger opponents, despite recognizing Crawford's talent. He gives Canelo the advantage, highlighting the difficulty of adjusting to a higher weight, while noting that although Andrade himself has been a strong contender at 147 pounds, a fight between him and Canelo has yet to happen.
If that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's going to do. Canelo is a man that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him. But I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is. But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you know, you never.
A key challenge for Crawford would be moving up to weight classes to face Canelo. He previously stepped up to 154 pounds to win a decision over Israel Mad, but jumping to super middleweight would put him against much bigger and stronger opponents, making the fight far more demanding.
He wants to fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
You know, everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. You know, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and then you never know what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
A few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons.
After moving up to 154 pounds, Crawford won the WBO interim super welterweight title but showed less power than at 147 pounds. Stepping up to super middleweight to face Canelo would be an even bigger challenge, requiring him to handle stronger, more powerful opponents. While Crawford's skill and technique are top-notch, doubts remain about whether his power and durability can carry over effectively to the higher weight class.
Won the belt, that's 3-time super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo, 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness, but I mean, he already done something that's never been done.
Teddy Atlas points out that Canelo could struggle to drop to 160 lbs, which would be an ideal weight for Crawford, and suggests that at this stage of his career, Canelo is unlikely to make that weight, making the matchup more complicated.
The fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah. Atlas suggests the fight might happen at a catchweight like 164 pounds, but notes Canelo could be reluctant since he's dominant at 168 pounds. He emphasizes that weight plays a key role in how each fighter can perform and use their strengths, while also highlighting Crawford's versatility, which could give him an edge despite the size difference.
Saul, my carnal, how are you? Quick question. I know, as we walk, Canelo, how important is it that you've spoke with Turki Al-Sheikh?
Say again, please.
How important for you is it that you've spoke to Turki Al-Sheikh, and what did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. You know, I'm a free agent, and I like to work with everybody. And you know, I like to have the doors open.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there always. No, we'll see what happens.
Have you spoke with Turki about that show?
Yeah,
about Canelo?
We know each other. We don't talk that much for make a deal and anything, but you know, we now know each other, and we'll see what happens.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez Morel, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight.
What do you think about the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford? Can Crawford handle moving up? Wait to challenge Canelo, or will Canelo's experience and power be too much? Share your predictions, thoughts, and insights in the comments below.